Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Kickoff Labs live marketing chats. My name is Izzy Palmerin. I'm a digital marketing specialist here at Kickoff Labs, and we're very glad that you could join us today. This week, we're gonna be doing our live landing page reviews, and I hope everybody had a nice holiday season. So we're kind of getting back into the swing of things as well. So. We're going to give people just a few more minutes to join in the chat because I know that we have a few more signups, and there are some people already with us. I see Adam, Scott's here with us. See Fareed just joined. So Taylor, Sven, great to have you with us. Just so you know, anytime along the way, if you do have any questions, go ahead and send them through the questions panel. So there should be a questions panel that you could send us questions, or if you need some personalized feedback or advice, just go ahead and let us know through that questions panel, and we'll answer them along the way. Okay, so having said that, I'll quickly present myself. Actually, I'll go ahead and share my video so you could see my face and everything. So hopefully you should be seeing me. If you're not, actually let me double check because I think I may have done something. There we go. So you're seeing me now. Hi, everybody. So I'm Izzy Palmerin, digital marketing specialist here at Kickoff Labs. And like I said, I'm very glad that you could join us today. Our co-founder, Josh Ledgard, should be joining us a little bit later on during the actual chat, so he can provide additional feedback for your pages as well. And joining us today, hopefully as well, she'll also provide some feedback, is one of our new team members. Her name is Laura Lee Flores, and glad to have her on board. So hopefully she'll pop in every now and then. She's actually one of our UX and design specialists, so she's going to be providing some great advice regarding conversion focused design. So let's go ahead and jump into the reviews. So I'm seeing that we have some people that already joined us. Great to have you guys with us. And one sec, I'm going to start sharing my actual screen so you can see. Okay, so I was looking at our YouTube channel. So at any time, if we are recording these live landing page reviews, if you do want to watch it later, you can go ahead and visit our our YouTube channel. You could look for it on YouTube. Just look for Kickoff Labs. Awesome. But we will send an email once the recap is ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the first page here. So this is one page that was submitted to us. If you did happen to submit a page, please let us know in the question box, just so we get to your page as well. But let's jump into this one. So Nate Life, let's go ahead and start critiquing this page. Basically, the future of luggage is coming. I really don't like seeing headlines that say like the future of luggage. Really, I mean that's kind of saying some kind of feature, something is different about the luggage, but it's not saying what's actually different about this luggage. I know that it kind of looks a little bit different. I see an image screenshot, and it's good to see an actual image screenshot here on the actual landing page, so it gives me some kind of context about what I'll be getting. But this kind of generalized headline doesn't really work very well. The future of, or like luggage made simple, or those kind of generalized headlines don't really work. So they start talking about, okay, so it's the world's first smart collapsible hard case luggage. Okay, that's what I actually would lead in with, and I would actually completely remove the future of luggage sub headline. That's one of my suggestions. Actually, sorry about that. I was looking at some of the questions that were being sent to us. Okay, so I would actually completely discard this first sub headline. Actually, not discard it, rather change it, put it underneath this main headline. So we want to focus on the world's first smart collapsible luggage. That's what you want to tell people that you're actually solving for them. Okay, that's their actual problem. Okay, great. So I can collapse this down to a certain level. Great. Continuing on with this page, be the first to know is not really a great incentive. If you were offering some kind of price discount, or maybe this is going to be launched to Kickstarter, changing our default text is, just to be more focused around your actual campaign is really going to help convert people or visitors arriving on your page better, because this is our default text. Be the first to know. So you want to be sure that you're changing this to something, like I said, more focused to your actual campaign, more focused as to what's going on the actual on the actual page. So let me sign up and let's see if I can get some more context as to what's going on. Maybe we could suggest something for this section here. So email, all right, and step inside. Actually, okay. So before I move on, I just want to say that I like that there's a logo that leads into the actual page here. So it just gives the brand a little bit more trustworthiness, makes it feel more like an actual brand. So I like that. I'll go ahead
I'm
and
going to
click.
jump in real quick
Oh,
too.
sure.
I really like how simple the page is. Like the simplicity of it. You focus because there's so little text that you focus right on like this world's first smart collapsible hard case luggage, and you don't know exactly what it is. So it adds this element of like, okay, I see the picture here, and it's a very clean, minimal design, and I really like that. And it's so you have just a few things to look at, and I feel at first kind of intrigued of like, okay, how is this hard case luggage collapsible? Like how exactly does that work? So there's like this element of like I'm not quite sure how, but I'm intrigued a little bit.
That's awesome.
And then also I feel like the email above the text box there, I don't think that that needs to be there because before there was some text that said input your email here. So I feel like the email right above there doesn't really need to be there.
Got it, got it. Actually, and I really like your suggestion. That was Laura Lee jumping in there, our new conversion focused designer. Awesome to have her on board. She's actually mentioning that using some of that element of mystery to the page, but she wants to know, as someone just looking at this page for the first time, she wants to know how it works. So I would use that kind of, that kind of mystery on this page. So placing, want to learn how it works, sign up to learn how it works. Boom, just like that, plain and simple, and you'll get people moving on to the next step. And yeah, I mean, maybe cleaning up the form a little bit, just removing this actual email field could work. So I did see the thank you page. Awesome. And like I said, like I predicted, coming to Kickstarter. I know these products. I mean, you can always tell when there is, a kind of Kickstarter or a crowdfunding behind the actual image. You don't have to necessarily say it on the sign up page, but change this text. Be the first to know. Tell them whether it's learn how it works or learn how it works and learn more about getting a discount or early access pricing for our Kickstarters, for our Kickstarter backers, basically. So the world's first smart collectible hard case luggage is coming to Kickstarter. All right. Now, I don't love how this jumps directly into talking about the features. Maybe simplifying this actual section. I mean, this is actually a really awesome gift that it's already showing you what it's doing, how it's doing it. But unfortunately, when you're talking about this actual, like you're placing some feature text here, like this entire feature section here, but it's going to push down your entire form. So people might just arrive on this page and say, okay, well, you guys are coming soon. All right, well, cool. And they might actually click away to your Kickstarter, and you're actually not even linking to your Kickstarter campaign. You're just linking to the Kickstarter homepage. Bad, bad, bad. You actually want the actual goal of this page is to get people to share. So as opposed to making the first link a third-party link that's going to take people away to another page that has nothing to do with your campaign at this moment, I would really focus on getting people to share. So instead of pushing down all of these buttons all the way down here where people need to scroll and discover them, um, I would place this unique feature section and possibly even the coming to Kickstarter below this actual forms here. So you'll have some additional sections here where you can add like text underneath these prize levels here. That's where I would add all that stuff. So it doesn't push all your most important elements down on the page, because Kickoff Labs is excellent at doing social referrals and at helping you get that viral boost. And this is how you're going to do it: getting people to share their unique social referral link, which is the one right here, with their friends and followers. So it looks like a really nice page. Great design, very minimal, like Laura Lee said. But yeah, I mean, you really have to think about what you want people to click on, how you want them to convert, and what your main goals are. Because actually, right now, it just looks as if your main goal is for people to do this. And like I said, what happens? I'll just get taken to somebody else's projects. They'll start showing me somebody else's projects, and I'll forget about yours completely. So, not the greatest strategy. Some things you need to work on. Cool. So I saw that we have a couple people here. We have Adam with us who asked a question. So Cheesy Madness, we'll be getting to your page shortly, of course. And Taylor wants to know if we'll be getting to Nozip. Yes, we will also. And Sven will be getting to Snoomy as well. Okay, cool. So yes, we have all of your pages ready to be reviewed, and they are on our queue. You can probably see them here on my tab here. So let's go ahead and do Cheesy. Cheesy Madness. So I believe this is Adam's page, if I'm not mistaken. So Laura Lee, you may, go ahead and step in to this page actually, because I already cheated. I saw this page probably about 3 or 4 days ago. So I already did provide some kind of critique, but if you have any additional feedback, happy to hear it. But I'll go ahead because it does look like he changed it just a bit. Boom. So leading in with a nice Cheesy Madness, like a nice image of what's going on. Actually, I would lead in with the actual logo. There's no reason to put an image above the actual logo, so I would put the image below the logo. And also, if you have a transparent logo, which is normally a PNG image, that will look much better on the page, because currently your logo has a white background. It doesn't make it look bad, but it doesn't really make it look as professional as it could. Also, kind of thinking about the actual like the previous page, I liked the minimalist of like the white background. So maybe just using like a complete white background, because I think I commented to you the other day that I didn't really see any need to use the wood grain background here. So A/B testing this against like a clean white background. In that case, you don't have to do anything uh, to your logo, because it already has a white background. But just a really clean white background can work really well, because it'll focus all of the attention towards your text and towards your actual form. Because right now it's slightly distracting with actually, and I kind of scrolled away from the page and our exit intent popped up. I was going to mention that it's slightly distracting with with these color variations, with the fades here and the grain, just slightly distracting in my opinion. And since I kind of scrolled away from the page, I did get that exit intent that popped up. Don't leave yet. You'll miss your free chance at a free year of cheesy goodness. Awesome incentive. I actually love that you're actually kind of repeating what the best prize that you're offering is, and you're making them feel that it's actually achievable, and that's great. You're putting it in their face, and just don't leave. You'll miss your chance to win. Enter your email for cheesy goodness. Make me the winner. Awesome. So I love how you changed all this. The image, amazing. I don't love this underlined text. Like for some reason, underlined text to me looks like a link. Like we've been trained as users to whenever we see any kind of underlined text, we'll usually treat it as a link, even if it's not blue. So I don't love it. You might want to bold it instead of underlining. And same goes for goodness. Like instead of underlining it, maybe bolding or maybe capitalizing it. But other than that, I love the exit intent. Works. It looks like it's going to work well. Same goes for madness. Just leave it as bold. Don't underline it because they look like links. Cool. I like that. Exit intent looks good. All right, win free grilled cheese for a year. So you're treating it right now as a contest, okay? Grilled cheese that will drive you mad. Everything you need made quick and easy. Okay, I know that I kind of critiqued using stuff like generalized terms like quick and easy, but I think in this case it kind of does apply, because quick and easy does really apply a lot to when you're cooking foods or when you're working with recipe type of products. So I think it does work well in this case. So it just really depends on your business. Really, you need to focus your message on your business and towards your target customers. So cool. So deliver to your door. For some reason, I just think that I know. I mean, I believe it's Adam's page. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that he told me that it's a subscription service, and I kind of made some suggestions to kind of mention that in the actual sub headline here or in the body text here, and he does mention it, but I still don't get the feeling that it's a complete subscription service. Um, Maybe in a little bit I could pull up some examples, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. But usually whenever, oh, actually I do have an example. I believe these guys were customers, but I think they moved on because they're actually doing slightly different stuff now. But so this is a subscription service as well. All right, so Adam's giving me some feedback. This is a subscription service, but it kind of like, I don't know, like it gives you the feeling, here you go right away, like the box. Okay, this is a service, so I'll be getting these things, and you can kind of look at their page. They were using Kickoff Labs. They used it for their launch. They got a lot of subscribers, and they've already moved on to their official launch already. So they're already taking orders. But they've kind of used like the same actual layout where they're putting different types of foods. Let me go ahead and close this. So they're putting different types of foods and they're putting the actual box on the page. And that's what makes it super obvious that it's a subscription service, and people don't have to like read into the small text here that it says delivered to your door. Okay, so that's one of my gripes, I guess. Or if there was some way that you could just make this section just a little bit larger, or its own section, like the um, the the subscription box that gives you everything you need to make quick and easy, amazing grilled cheese meals or something like that, basically. So cool. Let's move on to the form. Which recipe makes your mouth water? So you're trying to ask for some feedback as well. In this case, I would place the email form below the actual selections because actually most people are used to seeing these. Okay, well they're actually used to seeing the form field above the button. It just makes more sense, and it just works better for getting people to actually take action on these. Because what they'll probably just enter their email address and just skim these over and be like, well, I'll just click it through. So if you put these above, it just kind of makes it seem that there are steps that they need, that like they actually need to take that step. So what's my favorite? Let's go for the sweet jalapeno. That sounds good. And let's something I mentioned to you last time as well. It says, see why Gary says these sandwiches are the bomb. Who is Gary and how does he apply to Cheesy Madness? That's kind of what I'm wondering about as well. And also, how does a countdown timer like come into the actual, like how does it come into play? I know uh, that it's a competition and that's why you're kind of like working on getting people to sign up as soon as possible. But if there's no really like if there's no real need for the actual countdown timer, I would just exclude it completely. Because 1 month away makes it seem as if it's too long away. If it was like if your contest was ending next week, that that might be worth leaving the actual countdown timer on the page. And actually, we've had some customers in the past that use a strategy where they will actually be manually resetting the countdown date. So let's say your campaign ends in 1 month, but you want to add some more urgency to the page. You can actually manually change this. So you'll be updating it every week. So it says 1 week left, basically. So it just makes it feel as if there's less time. It adds urgency to the page, and it doesn't make it feel as if people can come back to the page within a month to sign up later. So let's go ahead and move on. Cool. So I'm seeing spread the gooey goodness to all your friends and amazing rewards. I actually really like this thank you page. It's really nicely designed. This is actually based off of our Harry's Goes Viral thank you page, but it's a really nice page. Cool. So the top cheese promoter will also win a free 3 month subscription. Awesome. So I think this page doesn't really need to change too much. I actually kind of like this font as well, but let me make sure that it's the same font that you're using over here. Just make sure that it's consistent. Okay. And honestly, what I probably would do, very, very honestly, is and actually it does look like you're using the same font on both pages. Is it's okay to change this font style to this like funky style, but for your body font, I would keep it like a standard, Helvetica or an Open Sans font, something that's easy to read because this funky font I mean, it looks good on large letters, but when you're looking at this actual text, it just gets slightly hard to read, and you want to make it just super easy for all of your visitors to read. So hopefully that was a lot of good information for you, Adam. And we're going to be go ahead and moving on to the next page. And I believe we had whose page was it that? Okay, well I know it's Sven's page here. Oh yeah, top notch. There we go. Thanks for reminding me. Oh wait, no. Actually, which other page was there? Because actually there was another page, but I think I may have closed the tab and share with me which page because I know there's Snoomy, Cheesy Madness, and another page. So let me know which other page that was. I think it was Taylor. Please Taylor, let me know which your page was. So Snoomy, okay, music box baby monitor. Actually, I'm also cheating on this page as well because I saw this page a couple of days ago. But Laura Lee, you're also invited to yeah to provide any feedback. Thanks, Taylor. It's actually Nozip that we'll be looking at. Okay, so I like that it leads in with a logo. Just go ahead and it does provide that kind of context that it's an actual business. Logos are extremely important, extremely important. It really helps provide that kind of uh, trustworthiness, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, and it gives your visitors a little bit more security that they're dealing with an actual business and not some kind of unprofessional, scammy website. And I mean, it's funny to say, but logos go a long way. If you don't have a logo designed yet, go to Fiverr.com, go to Upwork.com. There are lots of ways to get logos designed. Go to 99 Designs, lots of places. Cool. So the only thing that I don't love about this logo is that I'm visiting Snoomy.com and I'm seeing Snoomy right away here, but the logo says Baby Stars Rock to Sleep. That's the only thing that kind of throws me off. I know that it's related, obviously, because it says Baby Stars, but maybe just using like exactly like just using your Baby Stars down here, which is your copyright, but using like making an actual logo for Snoomy, it could very well help your actual campaign. Or if you don't have the time to actually make that logo, just exclude it completely.
There's another thing too. I think that the image in the background, it says so much about what the product is that like at a quick level, like within just a second or two of looking at this page, you know like a lot about what you're offering, and that helps like a lot in the context for a user coming in, initially saying, oh, what is this that is being offered? And so the image in the background is awesome, a really high quality image. Whereas like the last one with the cheese, the grilled cheese,
Hmm.
there wasn't initially a lot of like really high quality images. So something like that really helps,
Got
like
it.
we're seeing here.
What do you think of? Okay, so what do you think of these images against? I believe they had another page where they're like talking about their actual product there. But let me see if I can find it. Here we go. So this is the actual product. Do you think they should have, because this is something that I mentioned to them that they should probably have on their page, like a product shot, because this is what they're trying to sell. I believe this is what they're actually trying to
Right.
sell. And I mentioned to them that I would love to see the actual product on the page. Do you think that it would help convert or it might hurt it?
So, from someone who just is looking at it now, and I see that there's a music box, baby monitor, MP3 player. It's unclear to me what the product is. I know it has to do with the baby, and now I'm just now looking and saying, now that you pointed that out, Izzy, that I'm like, okay, this product down at the bottom, I see it on the desk, on the bedside table
Oh,
here.
there you go. Yeah, it's super hidden.
I
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it there.
you're right. I didn't even notice it.
Right. I'm seeing it now, and I'm like, and just now am I realizing, oh, it's probably all in one. I initially did not think that. I thought it was three separate products being offered, a music box, something like a line of products for babies to help them sleep. That's what I initially thought it was. So there is a little bit of makes it unclear about what exactly is being offered. So whether that's changing the image up to make the product more prevalent and more clear, um, or like something within the text, because this music box baby monitor MP3 player really stands out. So something, some type of combination there of making it more clear of what is actually being offered. And maybe on the next page we'll see more too. But I
Exactly.
think that like to help convert, there's got to be this sign up for discounts. Free music is so small compared to the headline that it's so easy just to skip over that. What you really look is you look at the Snoomy music box baby monitor MP3 player. You kind of see the picture in the background, and then it's like and and so much more doesn't really help me want to convert or do or learn more. So maybe even removing the and so much more, and instead of removing that, changing the sign up discount, like removing that line and making it something smaller, like get discounts or some type of um, text in the oh so much more area to entice someone to sign up at this point.
Hmm. Great suggestions. Great suggestions. Actually, you know what? I was looking, just analyzing this page a little bit better. I think that this sign up for discounts, free downloads, and stuff, and I would actually discard the we're launching soon section completely, and I'll say why right now. But I would place this where it says thank you, because why are you thanking people right now? You shouldn't really be thanking them yet. You want to thank them once they actually sign up. And why would I discard the we're launching soon? Because it makes it seem as if your product doesn't exist yet. And even if it doesn't exist, I mean, just trying to get people to actually convert, just making sure that you get their email address. You're not trying to you're not lying to people. You're not hiding information from them. You're simply excluding the fact that it just makes you feel less professional when you're saying we're launching soon. Just says we're not ready yet. So give me your email address, and if we ever are ready, I'll let you know. Just that's what we're launching soon says. So always excluding that, especially in this case. I mean, I think that the main focus should be on sign up for discounts, free music downloads, and making it 100% clear what the actual Snoomy box is, or what the Snoomy product is. One thing I will say that I do love this extremely contrasting call to action. I don't love the call to action text, which Laura Lee did comment on, but I love the actual contrast. It's I could step 10 feet away from. I'm actually pretty far away now. So I could step I could step away from it, and I could still see the actual call to action button. Nice to see. Cool. So let me sign up here on this page and see what happens. Thank you for signing up. Okay. I think the image is distracting. I know that faces they work well for converting people, but in this case, since the face is actually centered and it's above the text, it makes the text slightly hard to read. If you had another image where the face was either towards the left or the right side, and maybe even looking towards like the center, with their eye focus pushing towards the center. I should have pulled this out earlier. I have my little tool here. So somebody's face here with their eyes focused towards here. I love my little tools. So with their eyes focused towards the center, because when you have something here in the center, it just causes distraction, and you can see that this text just is slightly hard to read, in my opinion. And let's see what it says. Thank you for signing up. See, so that's where you should say thank you. But don't leave your friends behind. Invite friends and earn more discounts and free music downloads. Okay. Now you should provide some context that like what are those music downloads good for? I mean, they're good for the Snoomy box, I would imagine. So provide that kind of context, because free music downloads, like, okay, well, I could get those illegally, or I could get them from the Apple Store. I can get them from Google Play. So I mean, tons of places. Be very specific in that case, because I mean, this is very generalized. Oops, I crossed it out. But free music downloads, be more specific. So I like how it's laid out in steps. So you're using one of our thank you page templates, which have been working well for our customers. So you're providing their steps, share with friends, check your email to confirm, check back to see your progress. Awesome. Um, Now you have kind of like the standardized text here, so it's we'll be in touch, baby stars. Okay, one free song download. Here we go. Actually, yeah, you want to just be very specific. So what are these free song downloads for? Like here you're saying, okay, so $15, I mean $5 off your Snoomy, $10 off your Snoomy, plus one free album download. Just be specific. Or if you're saying one free song download, just tell them in some part of the section, either here or something like free downloads applied to the Snoomy, because that's the main thing that's kind of throwing me off. Other than that, I do like the page. It looks nice, looks professional. Also, I like the basic blue and white looks very nice, very professional. But like I said, the face here is somewhat distracting. That's my main gripe. So cool. So we'll be moving on to Nozip. Did you have any further suggestions for this page, Lauralee? Just so I move on. Probably
I
doesn't.
think that, like, in general, what I'm seeing is um, I think that there's a lot of sometimes too much text. Like this text here, this "but don't leave your friends behind." It's really small, and users are most likely not going to read it. Maybe they'll read this first line, but probably not the second or the third line.
Hmm.
And so the question, like, that I think that we each need to ask ourselves when we're creating these pages is, what doesn't absolutely need to be here? What can I remove? What text, especially text? Like, I like the steps, the 1, 2, 3 step. It's very clear in guiding them through. But and maybe thinking, do I need to? What can I remove here to make it more simple, more clear, to guide the user? Because the whole goal is to get them to share with their friends. So ask yourself, like, what how can I make it easier for someone coming in to share with them? And by providing more text, it's just going to make it harder for them. So make the process more enjoyable by simplifying as much as possible, removing as much text as you can, simplifying that text, and then leading them through to do what you actually want them to do.
Great suggestions. Thanks a lot for that. Cool. So we're going to be moving on to Nozip. So we have Taylor here with us. Nozip. I love the page. Looks very nice, professional, very sleek. Like I said, I mean, even okay. Well, I kind of was outside of the browser, so the exit intent popped up. So hold on. Early adopters will get lifetime discounts. Don't miss out. Okay, so it's focused towards the actual, um, towards the actual page, like it. And what I was gonna quickly mention is that even sometimes designing logos, because I know I mentioned logo design a little earlier, doesn't have to be super fancy. I mean, look at this just basic text logo, and it looks really nice. I mean, looks extremely nice. Works well on the page. So cool. And see how these guys, they're saying launching via Kickstarter in February 2016. I'm sorry. It looks like they're actually being clear about it. They're being upfront with it. It can work. It can work against you, Taylor, just so you're aware. So I might A/B test uh, this exact same page, excluding this launching via Kickstarter. Uh, Obviously, any kind of suggestion that we've made for your page, Taylor, or for the previous pages, I wouldn't take them point blank. I would actually make those changes via A/B tests. So don't implement everything right away unless it's something like a huge bad design or like bad headline choice, bad copy choice or something. We'll let you know. But otherwise, A/B test these just so you're getting the best conversion rate from your page as possible. So in my suggestion, I would A/B test this uh, launching via Kickstarter. So A/B.
Hey guys, I don't know if you can hear me. This is Josh. I joined a little late. I don't usually like to do that, but this is one of my favorite activities of the week is to review people's landing pages. And I agree with Izzy's suggestion. I think if I were going to have that text on the page, I might even, if you do the A/B test, I might test not having it versus converting that text area to something that provides a
Mm-hmm.
little incentive, meaning something like you get early bird, get access to our early bird specials on Kickstarter in February 2016 because there's a benefit to having a deadline psychologically, but you've got a deadline here, but you haven't added a incentive of why that deadline is important for them. For you, a launch on Kickstarter is important. For them, maybe the deadline to sign up is important because you're going to give them exclusive access to the early bird discounts or something. And we've seen a lot of pages of people launching on Kickstarter where that kind of incentive has value. And I might even replace that line above it where it says sign up for updates and you could be the first to test our new gear. That's almost a statement that's best for you because like I look at pages like this and I almost never care about being updates. Testing the new gear is maybe incentive, but that's almost a benefit for you. You're looking for people to test your gear, but sign up to be the first to own our gear or to get the early bird specials like a discount. That's what's in it for them. So thinking more along the lines of what's in it for the person looking at the page with the copy could be a little bit could greatly improve the conversion rate. While I'm here, I'll also say I agree with Izzy. I like the kind of clean look of the logo. But I think to borrow what Laura Lee said a minute ago, I think maybe to take our advice about that launching via Kickstarter in February 2016 and that paragraph, the sentence or two that's above it, if you could somehow combine that so it's one subheadline or one tagline that is the incentive, be the first to get an effortless entry and innovative temperature control sleeping bag. Sign up now for early bird discounts before our February 2016 launch. Like just, on the fly, you could probably shorten that copy a little bit, but I think there's a good way to kind of merge those two statements together and still provide the incentive for people that's signing up. So, like Izzy said, something worth testing and experimenting with. Right now, I don't think this page has a great incentive for people to sign up. And I think the launching via Kickstarter sort of tells people you're not quite ready for them yet without actually adding why that's important for them.
Great points, and great to have you join the chat, Josh. All right, so who wants to review this page? Because there's now 3 of us here on this chat.
I was talking. I can share my screen and do it if somebody wants to. I can make myself a presenter, I guess.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and make Josh the presenter. Josh is a great reviewer, and I know that he loves doing these too.
All right, so you guys should see the screen here, and you should see the site. And I did dismiss the exit intent dialog. I did like the copy that I saw briefly where it said "Hold on." It kind of grabbed my attention. Something could be fun on the exit intent. I always tell people is to play with the copy, like saying like "sleep better" or "don't sleep on it," maybe, or "sleep on it." I don't know. Just I was thinking about the exit intent dialogue could be a little bit more fun and playful to grab people's attention. But I did like that the "hold on" in large text did kind of grab my attention before it's here. In general, I feel that while the blue looks nice against the mountains in the backdrop, I don't know that it stands out enough from like Izzy's 10-foot tests for a button. So maybe a more contrasting color with the mountains on the sign up might help. I can see you've got the orange down here. So maybe kind of taking that orange color and using it up here would contrast more with the mountains. And I think you draw a little bit more attention to the sign up copy there, and then the button text being the words "sign up." Again, could be a little bit closer to the copy above, where instead of saying "sign up," you could say.
Hey Josh, real quick, sorry about that. We want to be 100% sure that we're seeing your screen. I believe we're not seeing your screen completely for some reason. There we go. Okay, we're seeing it now. Perfect.
All right, so here's what I was talking about the button, and this orange color down here in the sleeping bag that you can see that I think might work better for the button as a contrasting color to the blues and the whites and the mountains back here. I think one of the reasons I was looking at cutting down this text or combining these two sections a little bit is because there starts to be a lot of this white text on top of, even though there's a fade to the image, this whitish background. And I maybe wish the background was just a shade darker so that the text stood out more, or you had less text that made it easier to read. Because the most important thing is that the pages are easier to read for people. easy to read for people scanning the page. I liked to go back. I liked what Aziz said. I did like the logo up here. I thought it was really simple. I like the tagline. You did a great job of explaining what right away. You know, Nozip, a better sleeping bag. Like that's just awesome. Like right away, I look at the page and I know what it is about, and so that's awesome. The use of an animated GIF.
That GIF is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm usually not a fan of too much animation on pages unless it adds value to the description. And I think in this case, the animation really does add a lot of value to the description. I do feel like maybe this section of the image where there's really not a need to replace reuse the logo here. I think it becomes obvious to people that what it is because you have the name up top. And maybe just if the image was just a little bit more angled, more of a laying down angle so it fit better in this space visually, it might work better for me. But I do love the use of the animation on this page. The next thing I like to do on these pages is kind of scan the headlines to see if they tell a story. So kind of going through the page, effortless entry, innovative temperature control, and enhanced comfort. And all of those really add a value proposition to the person looking at the page. And I like how they're simple statements that go with the product. So, great job as you're going through people scanning headlines, understanding, that this all goes back. They see a better sleeping bag with effortless entry that provides innovative temperature control and enhanced comfort. So if you could have sort of a longer tagline split across 3 separate headlines, these did a great job of telling a story throughout the headlines. I feel like you've done a great job. Some people use a lot of text in these sections. This is a good amount of text, maybe 2 or 3 sentences in each of these sections here. You've got 2 or 3 sentences. However, I think there's space to make it a little bit more readable. I think you could up the font size here a little bit to make it easier to read, and it might end up taking up this much space, but I think that would end up balancing the page a lot, as well as making it more readable and scannable as people are going through looking at it. Because right now, I sort of look at it and I say, well, this is a wall of text. This is a wall of text right here, and then this is a wall of text. But if you maybe just one notch up, I think on the font size would make this a little bit more readable throughout this process. And then let's get to the end of the page. So if I scroll down to the end, you've got the second view of the sleeping bag. It's a great image. This image here, I don't know, this image is great of people like camping or hiking, but I wish this was more like a campground where you had people with tents set up in the campground. You can kind of imagine that, and then you've got kind of the sleeping bag laid out here. I think it's fine to duplicate images of the product shot, or if it was zoomed in on a person carrying the sleeping bag. Like if the focus was more on the people and you had several of them kind of carrying a sleeping bag that shows like, yes, it's portable enough to carry laid out, I think that would be a better shot because this shot right here, to me, this last image is focused on the view and the mountains as opposed to focused on the product, whereas this shot right here balances. You've got the product front and center, but you're showing that you can use it in a place that has a fantastic view because you're going camping. This image is really missing that, somehow tying the product into the experience you're hoping that people have with your product in this space. And so just something to think about there. So now it says we're finalizing and testing our prototypes. In early February 2016, we'll launch a crowdfunding campaign and start accepting pre-orders. Stay tuned for details. Again, this is where I would really think about the incentive. So what is in it for the person signing up here? Why should they, again, click the sign up right now? And you're not providing that as a reason right now. A note I get to add to a lot of pages today, copyright, just update the copyright 2016. And let's sign up and see what happens here on this page. So if I sign up, and I get the thank you page. All right, so the background image is not too distracting. You're not trying to cram an image of the product in here. It's sort of the outdoors. In this space, I can forgive it because you're not giving details of the product. And so where I said earlier on those product description shots, I think it's important to focus on the product. in this background image here on this page, I think it's okay that it's just a background. It's a backdrop for what you're doing. I like how this is simplicity in the text. So thanks for signing up. Invite friends, and you could be the first to slip inside our bag. You could be the first to slip inside the bag. I think that's fine incentive, but let me look at what you're really giving away. Yeah, so you've got some great incentives here in the progress where you're saying, you're giving away a water bottle, you're giving away a backpack patch, you're giving away magnesium fire starter kit. I feel like you need to tease the incentive either in this line besides just saying being first. Again, that's where I would focus on the discounts or prizes, something in here that teases the incentive for sharing and gets people to selfishly share. There's a lot of copy in this space. I think there's just too much here. It says we're spending our pre-launch advertising budget on you. An easily shareable campaign. Here's virality. You could cut this whole line.
There's an awful lot of we's there as well in this section.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of we. It says we're spending our pre-launch advertising budget on you. You start out with a we, like how about just say benefit from participating by getting like a free bag or by getting these rewards, like just something that's a little bit more, that goes more towards if you think our bag design is remarkable. Like I like this line, like if you think this bag is awesome, tell your friends. People share things for two reasons. They share things, one, because they think that what they found is really cool and they want to look cool on their friends. So psychologically speaking, people want to look cool to their friends by saying, I found this cool thing first. I found this cool band. I found this cool product that I think you'll like. So I do like that as an incentive, and so I would maybe lead with this sentence and cut the rest, or lead with this sentence and then add a mark about the prizes or something. Because you do have a cool product, and so leverage the fact that you have a cool product and get people to say, yeah, that is a cool product. Let me tell my friends about it. Because the second reason they share is because there's something in it for them, right? If you have a convergence of the two, where you have a cool product and there's something in it for them for sharing, that's where you're going to get the most virality. And so thinking about, leverage that, just being direct. You think this is cool, share it. And by the way, sharing can get you these cool prizes. And so just think about that mindset of the person viewing this page and what would get them to share and what would it take to get them to share. And I think you've got the basics here. It's just communicating those more directly with the person in less text on the page would be really helpful for people here. Izzy, Laura Lee, do you guys have anything you wanted to add about the thank you page?
I just want to...
Yeah,
Go ahead, Laura Lee.
Go ahead, Izzy. Okay, I'll jump in. So just two quick things. One thing that Josh mentioned on the last page that also connects to this page, I totally agree with Josh. What Josh said on the last page about upping the font size in those paragraph pages. If you scroll down just a little bit, yeah, here under there, definitely up those. When you do up those, make sure that you keep enough the line height enough so that there's enough space in between. Each of these, sometimes I'll see someone up the font size, but then the text is really close together. It makes it still feel really tight and really hard to read. Just adding a little space in there will help it feel much easier to read and scan. And then, so that was one thought. The other thought is on the thank you page. Once we jump over there, so you can see down when you share with your friends, if you scroll down just a little bit, if you share with 5 friends, we go from 5, 10, 15 up to 999. It's a big jump, and psychologically I feel like, okay, maybe I can achieve 15 friends, but wow, 999, I don't know if I can get there, and it might just like kill morale and hope of getting.
I think what they were going for is not actually having a number. They're trying to just say the top 3 sharers receive a Nozip sleeping bag.
Oh,
I think that might be a better replacement for the prizes up here or something. We're saying the top 3 sharers, like if you went with that line like I was saying, you think our bag is remarkable, tell your friends, the top 3 sharers will receive a sleeping bag. And maybe you go straight into that and you cut this as a prize, and then you have your progress about your progress here, which is just at these other sharing levels, there are other prizes here. But because I agree, I saw that, and I just didn't call it out because I got what they were getting, but it wasn't obvious, and so that might be a good reason why. Go ahead.
That was actually
That was all I had.
my exact same feedback as well. I mean, it had to do with the actual prize level, but I do like the fact that the 999 prize level shows the actual sleeping bag again on the page. So you're kind of like shown the actual product once more.
Yeah, that's true as well. Something quick I noticed when I was switching tabs, this thank you page doesn't have a great title. It says thanks 3.
What
And
about
so
the
just
share
thinking
message?
about, yeah, two things. So this title, so think through the title, because this page has a title. It says Nozip sleeping bag, you know, just something playful like, you know, you're close to your Nozip bag, or just something that people might notice if they have a chance on the page of the title, but something better than thanks 3. Let's see what happens if I click share here in Twitter. Hopefully you guys can still see this on the screen. It says,
Oh,
yeah, I would change the order of this because Twitter doesn't like to show where people it looks like replies first. So I might take this in your default text and say something like an interesting new zipperless sleeping bag called Nozip or check out. So if you're thinking about that, I would just have text first, and then the name of the brand that they're referencing to. But I do like that you included the name of the brand in the message, and included a hashtag that you're going to try and obviously advertise and campaign around. So that's a really good thing. Just think through. Just don't have the at first, because you're not asking them to reply at you. You're asking them to tell other people about it. So again, think about the context of the person telling their friends about it. Now let's see what happens if I click the Facebook sharing here. It doesn't look like there's an image picked out that Facebook thinks is acceptable on the page. So going back to your page settings, and if you need help, you can email support. Pick out a Facebook sharing image, and we can help you set that. And then that way, the share image is really important for links being shared on Facebook, that there's an image that describes the product and is here. There's really simple text set, Nozip sleeping bag, the sleeping bag redesigned, effortless entry, and innovative temperature control. But I think you really need an image to talk about, you know, why people should check it out or to add to that message on the page. And so something to think about, set the image.
Real quick, in that Facebook share message, I also think that there's a little bit space in the text description to add a little bit of context regarding like that it's a pre-launch or there's a giveaway or some kind of promotion. Because right now it just says like a sleeping bag redesigned. It looks like a general product page, but you know, maybe just adding some kind of text, just letting people know that it's a giveaway, that there's something in it for them as well.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree, Izzy. It's a good point. All right, Izzy, do you want to take over? What do we have any pages left that we have to get to, or what page? I don't know what you guys covered before I got here, so I'll let you set the agenda.
All right, we have NKI mode. Actually, one more person that has their page submitted to us. So it's Scott. I'm actually looking at Scott's submission now. So we'll go ahead and look at NKI.
So that's not Scott on the page, is what you're saying.
I don't think so. All right, so taking a look at this page. Alrighty, so let's see. So it's NKI mode, elegant lingerie, sophisticated silk nightwear. Okay, so it looks like a general e-commerce page, but let's make sure that it is. And I'll go ahead and start scrolling through the page. I don't see any like main call to actions right now. That's what's like really distracting, and especially like this whole image. Okay, I can click on it, but like there's nothing, like there's no call to action here. There's nothing that really contrasts against.
There's nothing that tells you it's clickable either, right? So
No.
It's sort of an obvious action. If that's what you want them to do, is to click through that image and see the shop then behind the scenes. There's nothing obvious about this is something you should click on.
Exactly, because right now we're just seeing that it's a slider, and it's a slider with only 2 images. You know, it's if you're really if you're managing a lot of products, then it might be worth implementing a certain slider on your page. For converting, sliders don't really work that well because people aren't really, like it's not 100% obvious to me that there's a slider. I can move away from the page and you'll see that those slider icons disappear. and it's not automatic. So there's no animation automatically happening. And since there's only two images, I would simply just cut the slider and place the two images here. So just side by side, and have a call to action button beneath both of those images that says shop now, that says buy your lingerie now, something like that. Continuing on with the page, okay, so you're saying what it is. So sophisticated nightwear, baby dolls, okay, basically all the products that you carry, bestsellers. There's nothing really that calls out too much on this page. What are you trying to get people to do on this page specifically? I guess that's what our question is to you, Scott. Are you trying to get people to click into the image section onto the shop? Or are you trying to get people to look at your bestsellers? Are you trying to get people to pin it? Because I'm seeing these pin it buttons all over the sites, and I don't think it's my plugin. I think it's actually coming from your site. So what's the main conversion goal? That's my question. Since we focus on lead generation and on email collection, that's what I'm going to do. So let's see what happens when I sign up on your newsletter.
But before you do that, if you try and leave the page, does it offer you an opportunity to sign up and get a discount for their e-commerce store to be on their newsletter list?
Which is something that every e-commerce store should be doing, and actually, no, it does not. Actually,
Yeah.
that's a really good point, Josh. I've been talking to several customers that are doing e-commerce, and I always invite them to check out the big players in the space. Check out Crate and Barrel. Check out Macy's.com, Nordstrom.com. You'll see that each and every one of those sites has an exit intent. So especially in the e-commerce space, don't copy what the big boys are doing, but implement some of those strategies. Those strategies could work really well.
Realize that they've done research for a reason, and they know that having people on an email list provides a ton of value.
Extremely valuable.
And I think what Izzy is about to say is you have to get to the bottom of the page to sign up on their email list or to follow them. And I hate when e-commerce sites make this an afterthought, because it's critically important to get people to grow your audience on these social channels and on an email list. And all you're offering for people to sign up is get the latest news and releases. Most of the big players, as Izzy says, if you go and check out the e-commerce sites, they're offering you discounts for signing up.
Yep.
And they're straight up. You sign up our email list, you get 10% off an order. I mean, it's a small thing, but psychologically it's much better than get the latest news, because I never sign up for a site, or rarely ever sign up for a site unless it's like a blog or somebody that I'm following for news or specific reason. But especially an e-commerce site, unless there's something in it for me, again, I don't see why I would sign up just to get, what I would classify the pessimistic look at is I'm just going to get spam from you. But if you're going to give me something exclusive for signing up, or access to an exclusive line, or a couple of things that I'll only have access to for signing up, or a discount, those are kind of the two plays that work really well. And in this case, maybe the concept of saying, sign up or you won't see some of our collection unless you sign up. It might sound brutal, but you're going to get people to sign up because of it, and then they might be more interested in saying, well, I'm exclusive, I only have access to this. And that ties in a little bit beyond what we're doing on the landing page to think about your overall email marketing strategy, but just think about how you can leverage that concept of exclusivity and discounts to get people to sign up. Sorry, Izzy, I probably made a lot of your points here, but
Yep.
Actually,
that's exactly what I was going for. And especially when you're offering these kinds of high value items, these things aren't that cheap. It's not like a $20 mug or something that I'm buying here. So high value items, it's going to take a little bit more of funneling your actual customers, and that starts with actually collecting their email address and pushing them, whether that's through some kind of email series or discounts or just updated newsletters, but providing some kind of incentive. And you can do all that with KickoffLabs. So looks as if we're winding down as far as time. Josh, you want to give our closing prez?
No, you can do it. I just want to say thanks for people brave enough to submit their pages to this form of public feedback. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, let us know at support@kickofflabs.com. If you didn't, email Izzy directly at izzy@kickofflabs.com. And and let us know if you have any other pages or questions. But Izzy, I'll let you close it out for talking about Kickoff Labs and how we help folks.
Great. Well, thank you very much. And once again, yeah, thanks to everyone for joining us and for allowing us to go ahead and provide that feedback on your pages. And just in case you did not know, and in case you're a new customer or watching this during our recaps, Kickoff Labs is the way to get more leads with social referrals for your marketing campaign. So we make it easy to set up viral campaigns for launches, for lead generation, for crowdfunding, for all kinds of platform. I mean, for all kinds of marketing campaigns. And we make this easy to do with landing pages, forms, A/B testing, social referrals, all that good stuff. And if you're not yet a customer, visit KickoffLabs.com for more information. And thank you very much for everyone for joining us again today, and we'll see you next week. Actually, next week we'll be doing our getting started with Kickoff Labs. So in case you want some additional tips for getting the most from your Kickoff Labs account, getting the most bang from your buck, be sure to sign up for next week's event. Other than that, we'll see you in 2 weeks with some more live landing page reviews. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good one.